is Kat Sipes, and I'm the Senior Program Coordinator at Soccer Without Borders. I've been working for them for 5 years now. As a Senior Program Coordinator, I run our main middle school site in Baltimore. I also oversee most of our other sites and help train other coaches and prepare them to best lead and support our students. Soccer Without Borders' mission is to use soccer as a vehicle for positive change to help newcomers, students, and families overcome any challenges that they might face coming to a new city, a new community, or a new area. We started in 2009, so this year we're actually coming up on our 10-year anniversary. And it started as just a clear need for specifically high school boys in Baltimore City who are newcomer youth, so refugees and immigrants, and seeing that they needed something else other than just being in a new community, a new environment, and not really having anything to do or not having that community to go to and to have a safe space to be a kid. It started with just high school boys and soccer and a little bit of academic help on Saturdays, and now it's grown into a year-round program, elementary, middle school, and high school, with a lot of soccer and academic support. All of the students that we serve in Soccer Without Borders are newly resettled refugees and immigrants, and they're being resettled in Baltimore through the IRC. They're coming from a variety of different countries, a variety of different backgrounds. We serve students from over 20 different countries. Social barriers are something that can vary from student to student based on how much they may have gone through or how much trauma they've been through. So kind of figuring out that balance of what each student might have gone through and figuring out how we can support them in breaking down those barriers and supporting them through a variety of different things. So if it's just taking that little step in getting them to work one-on-one with a volunteer and having the confidence to practice new words and actually just practice speaking in front of someone who they might not be as close with. A lot of what we do in practices are like team building activities, so students are working daily at figuring out how to work with other students in a positive way and encourage each other. Soccer is, and this is kind of used a lot, but it's kind of just like that universal language. When students join our program, they are hooked by the soccer piece, so they know that there's this team that they can play for, they can play soccer, and that is what really just gets them involved, and then they're able to grow in a lot of other ways, in like leadership and communication, and then just basic English skills. The main middle school site that we provide programming at is actually in an area that a lot of new students and families are resettled. So if they're not directly kind of pushed towards us by the IRC, they just find out about us by being in the area or seeing a bunch of kids out on a field playing soccer. So they come to us and they get a registration and then they kind of just join our program. The middle school site is a school-based site, so 98% of our students that go to school at that middle school are in our program. And then the high school programs are community-based, so more students can just find out about the program and kind of just join whenever it makes sense or when they find out about it. So we have practices daily for middle school and high school students. Our high school teams are actually in other leagues just in Baltimore, and our middle school teams are actually in an in-house league so we created a league because there was a lack of league opportunities for middle school youth in Baltimore. When they are practicing and having games, we throw in and plug in a lot of different language aspects. So games that they're still playing soccer, but maybe without them realizing they're practicing a new word or learning very basic English. Our actual academic piece is just having that extra hour and a half after school outside of the classroom, but still practicing reading or practicing basic math and communicating with volunteers, because obviously all the coaches and volunteers might not know the students' language, so it really pushes them to have to practice English and try new things and step out of their comfort zone. We have a really good relationship with a lot of the schools in the area that serve newcomer youth, so that helps a lot with getting students to join the program. Our students really make a connection with coaches and everyone and all the students in the program, so a lot of them describe Soccer Without Borders as like a second family. It just becomes this community where they feel safe, where they can be a kid and have fun and make new friends and learn a lot of new things. We're connecting other families and other students for them to have their own community outside of Soccer Without Borders as well. So whenever a new student joins our program, we take the time to go to their house and meet their family, maybe a little bit of their background if the families are comfortable with telling us. A lot of what we teach and try to engrave in students in the program is just to have confidence in talking to other people in English, confidence in being able to step up in certain situations. So when they're out in the community and maybe meeting new people or joining another team, they're able to have that confidence in just an outside setting. We have a lot of support, but I think getting more support, I think, in fundraising and financially, and being able to have the staff support or the staff capacity that we need to serve more students and to be able to grow our program, because there's so many families and students in different parts of Baltimore that need the supports that we offer. The team that I work with is really positive, and we're always encouraging each other, and it really just motivates us to do the best work that we can with the students. We just expanded to a new school in Dundalk, so that's another middle school that we're serving at, and then hopefully within the next year or so we'll be at least 2 more middle schools in Maryland.